This is GS Kumar from the city of Bangalore, job hunt coach and a LinkedIn trainer. Happy to host today's session. Do MNCs accept career switch and career break? Super happy that you're spending time your Sunday with us, learning these new opportunities on various challenges and opportunities in the space. So, what comes when it comes to career break and career switch is a lot of frustration, anxiety, stress, multiple other things. We have a couple of data related to that, wherein we can start looking at a couple of data wherein we can see what really in terms of Indian context it is looking at. 51% of Indian professionals are actively seeking new roles in 2025, with 30% passively exploring. 82% prioritize work life balance as much as salary, especially women and professionals aged between 44 to 60. Only 42.6% of Indian graduates are employable, highlighting a skill gap for career switches. Now, the domains which is most impacted is IT, finance, healthcare, consulting, and marketing. The roles which is most effective is the mid-level managers, women returnees, and individual contributors. 68% of job seekers hide career gaps due to bias fears, despite 90% of MNCs claiming openness. MNCs are open, but it is probably due to the bias or self rejection, they were not able to get into the right path. Today, we will demystify career breaks and switches with insights from 9 inspiring panelists. Let's dive in. So, before we begin, we would like to know where you are from. You can put it your current state and city in the LinkedIn comment and YouTube comment section so that we are aware from which location you are joining. So, extremely happy to host all the super panel and very inspiring panel members, starting from Mr. Abhishek Lakshmipati, HRBP South ABP Network, Uzaira Abdul Hamid, Senior Consultant Cybersecurity, Mrs. Elizabeth Chapo, Assistant Professor, Christ University, Mrs. Aruna Devarajan, Senior Associate People Partner, Qualitest India, Professor Reena Chopra, trainer and coach, and we have Sakshi Sunil, HRBP and conference coach. Super happy to host all of you, very inspiring professionals. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday, having sharing your valuable insights to our audience, and happy to host you. And we will try to get into a lot of insights today because you come with a similar experience which you have undergone these pain points. So starting with Mr. Abhishek, so I would like to know, like you started as an engineer and then shifted into a career which is completely into a different domain. So what exactly is the inspiration and challenges which you have faced, and what exactly made you to shift career pivoting from a engineering kind of a profession to a HR kind of a profession? So, what is one key lesson we would like to learn from you?
Uh, Good morning, everyone, and good morning all on a Sunday weekend. We are all connecting in a forum where interacting a few session related to the career switch or like career break. So glad that I'm introducing myself to the forum that I'm Abhishek from Chennai. So I'm taking care of the HRBP role of South of ABP network. So, whatever the point which has been asked by Kumar, so I would like to say about few points which has been been had in my career journey. So, I started my journey at the age of 17. So, post my diploma, I've been started working, and then I started pursuing my career into the engineering domain, where I studied my engineering as well as I started working also. So in the sense being being learning few things more relevant to the engineering factor. Like engineering domain is like literally into the core field where like we have to explore a lot of practical oriented things, where like each and everything whatever taught in the college, which has been like more theoretical, and it has been like not seen in the practical sector, where like it has not been implemented. But still I just want to explore a lot of things in the engineering domain. I got experienced in the engineering domain, worked in several MNCs and several organizations where like all it's been like more relevant to the engineering factor. From the engineering domain to HR factor, where like you know which inspired me like was I was working with one of the organization where like my uncle is also was working as an HR. So he was taking care of the statutories and compliances part. Like I don't know about the HR factor, what is HR, how the HR behavior, how HR people will react, and how the HR people function and everything. I don't know, because being from the engineering background, I never ever knew that like how the HR people works in. So just want to explore into the HR function. I was like really keen enough to look into it. I was really like searching for the HR role, where it can be done, in which college, or like which thing which can be done, which motivated me to explore the HR function. So finally, I landed in one of the organization where like one of my managers said me like, can you please pursue your MBA? So it motivated me to join an MBA class where like I choose HR and marketing, but still where like still it taunted me to pursue the HR role as a key factor, where like it inspired me through my uncle. So it developed me a lot of things, and then finally I landed in HR domain itself. So this was the inspiring factor which really concerned me towards the motivating things and other stuff to the HR field. That's what I can able to convey this to the entire people in the forum.
Very, very beautiful and so inspiring. During the process, there will be a lot of challenges which you could have faced. Like engineering to HR is not an easy job. So you might have experimented. You could have collected a lot of key insights from your relatives, friends. But what exactly is the challenges you faced transitioning from one domain to another domain, and how did you overcome them? And what are the practical tips you can convey to our audience?
One of the challenging part was like we have to work, and the evening session we have to go to the college during the engineering days. When I was working in the engineering domain, where like I used to go for the work in the morning, and evening I have to come to the college. This was really a challenging thing for me, because like my office is located in outer the Chennai. So I have to travel from 60 to 65 kilometers to reach the college at evening, and I have to attend the classes. And as well as like after then that, like I have to reach home, and the next day I have to routinely it should be followed. And finally, when I was switching to MBA, I entirely dropped my engineering career. As a sales professional, I entirely dropped from my career, and then I went to pursue my MBA. Those days were like literally a challenging thing, where like we didn't had any remuneration to spend a lot of money during those days, which we earned a lot of money to explore with a lot of things. But the challenging thing was like when I was switching to the other job, where like I was searching for a production engineer or like any type of engineering role, where like I was not really had a chance of getting into the option, where like engineering was not my cup of tea, something like it was taught. And then finally, when I landed in MBA, pursued my HR role, HR career, and then I knew that like there is a really a good thing which is happening in my career domain. It transited me a lot of things in which like it inculcated me to pursue a lot of things in my career.
Okay, okay. So that's so inspiring. So you may not have the understanding of the requirement skill set or transferable skills which is required for HR, because engineering is more towards execution at the back end, not friend-friendly kind of a role. So when you pivoted, like what kind of challenges or reality shock you faced, or what kind of preparation you made during this transition?
In engineering field, when I was working in engineering domain, I didn't knew about how the management functions. Just come into the office, just do the engineering activities and execution part, and having in a production data and other stuff can be done. So when I landed in the MBA, I knew about the business, how the business function in the management, how the challenging part was, like the engineering guys will be like around the table, they will be executing the things and other stuff can be done, but a management guy will be like seeing the execution part, as well as like the overseeing of the management roles and other stuff, kind of business relevance part also. So in which like I really had a major challenge where like many of the organization were like really keen enough to ask me in a way that like engineering domain is kind of a challenging thing, as well as like the decision making factor had a major calculation of my role, which has been like done into the MBA days, where like
Okay, okay. So we will learn more of it in the next upcoming session. We would like to learn more because transitioning from engineering to HR is not a joke, wherein there are a lot of preparation, a lot of mind shifting is required. We would like to learn more about it. So moving on to the other area. So not only inspiration and challenges which is required at this stage, it is more towards the skills and research element which is required during the pivot. We have Uzaira Abdul Hamid, who's a senior cybersecurity consultant joining from Saudi Arabia. Thank you so much for joining, Uzaira, with very difficult technical settings, and very happy that you have came here and spent your Sunday time. So I would like to learn from you, like how can women identify this transferable skills for new industries, because most of the time it is the maternity factor or any other factor which breaks the entire career of a woman. So especially how do you think like this, we'll have to identify that these are the areas I can pivot and new industry I can shift. Your thoughts on this, but before that we would like to have your introduction, what you do, where are you located, all that, and then we can dive into this topic. Please go ahead.
Hi, Senthil. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning, Senthil. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday out there. And hello, all people for joining live this session. It's beautiful and delightful to be joining among all the panelists here to be a part of such a wonderful panel. Um, uh, as you know, I'm a cybersecurity senior consultant working in Saudi Arabia here, and I think that women need to understand the inner power that they have to balance work and their personal lives so efficiently. Secondly, I'd like to say that no matter what breaks, some people are laid off. They don't have a choice but to transfer or have a transition to another career. Some people plan their career, and it's very it's important to plan your transition if you're planning for a change in career. Well, women, on the other hand, are prone to certain career breaks, okay, be it health factors or maternity. And the good news is women don't have to worry about coming back, okay? They come back powerful if they plan it properly in an efficient manner. And how could that be? During the time that you're going through a break, plan, understand what are your interests in, what is the reason that you want to switch your career to, or come back as a more powerful portfolio. Find your inner reasons and find the target role that you want to switch to. Build your interests, see why you like it, how long can you stay in that career, and then start your preparation. And how do you start your preparation? It's not a single day preparation or a 1 or 2 month preparation at least to switch to your new roles or new industry as a whole. So if you see, when you're searching for jobs, be it an analyst, a simple data analyst, to a CEO, any job that comes out on the market, it has a set of roles and responsibilities. And to be able to perform those roles and responsibilities effectively, you must be equipped with a certain number of skills, right? Some of them like technical skills. But the good news here is, when you get hired, look back to your previous experiences. And when you are hired, for example, I give you, a company hires 5 data analysts. All of them have been hired on a single set of skills and responsibilities required and job description. But over time, with a few years of experience, you'll see that all of those 5 analysts are different. They have different skill sets, right? So when you land a job and when you start working on your job, and when you start giving your best in fulfilling that role, you develop your set of personal skills. And that doesn't come with the role in itself, that comes with your ability, your skills, and your strategies on how to fulfill those roles. What have you done? What are the challenges? What were your tasks? And what did you do in order to meet those challenges, tackle those challenges, and fulfill those roles? These are called not technical skills. These are your core skills, or these are called your soft skills. And soft skills don't go away with a role; they stay with you, and they can be transferred with you from role to role, company to company, even industry to industry. And guess what? Hiring managers and heads, they value skills very much in an employee, because that marks a uniqueness into how a job can be done. Now, can you look at yourself and find out what are those skills that you've developed? What are the special things that you've developed? Maybe you paid attention to detail. Maybe you had good work ethics. Maybe you were able to stay organized. So these skills are very important, and now we name them as transferable skills. These are the soft skills that we named as transferable skills. And there are still hiring managers out there trying to give a chance to those women who want to make a comeback after a career break. And the good news is, they are also looking at the soft skills. Even though they know that you are transitioning, they will be able to give you a chance based on how your soft skills are, how you were able to accomplish jobs, not on what you did, but how you have done your job. Having said that, I bring to women uh, a strategy, a very simple, beautiful, and three-step strategy. What happens is, usually we go to the job portals where there are job vacancies, and we see the job description, okay? And we say, oh, I'm not matching all of these job description. I'm not going to apply to this job because I think I'm not fit for this job. Please don't do that. You need to stop doing that. And you need to take this strategy. Now, the three-step strategy is called name, frame, and flaunt. Isn't it beautiful? What you do is, the first step is name. What do you name? You name your skills. You go back to uh, you go back to analyzing and find out your tasks, your role. That means you're identifying or recognizing your skills that you enjoyed, and you applied the soft skills that benefited your role, that made you accomplished, that made you strong and confident. Ask yourself, what was your task? What was your responsibility? What were the challenges that you faced? And what soft skills that you developed? Maybe you were able to convey information very clearly and respectfully to even technical and non-technical members in a very clear and concise way. That means you have communication skills. Maybe you were able to contribute to group efforts and build positive working relationships. You have teamwork skills. Maybe you were able to adjust to new situations and changing priorities and meet unexpected challenges. That means you have adaptability. Maybe you were able to motivate and guide others, delegate tasks, and make good decisions, positive decisions impacting your role. You have leadership skills. So there are so many skills that can be counted. Emotional intelligence, you may be able to manage your own emotions and the emotions of others, and being empathetic to your teammates or your subordinates. You may have critical thinkings, like you may be able to evaluate arguments and make reasoned judgments. Maybe there was a conflict and you resolved the conflict by mediating disputes and finding mutually agreeable solutions. Maybe you were able to think outside the box and find innovative solutions, showing that you have creativity. All of these soft skills are so much valued in any job that you take. This is a good news. So you need to go back, find all those, ask yourself, list down all those tasks and how you solve those challenges and bring out your soft skills. The next, after naming your skills, is framing your skills. How do you frame your skills? Now you're in a situation where you have listed all of the tasks that you've done and the skills you use to do them, right? Now connect your tasks with skills you used to accomplish, and using this, what was the impact of your strategy on the role? Connect the dots, show how you have achieved similar outcomes. Okay, you're going to go to the profiles like LinkedIn and other platforms. You have Naukri, you have many job platforms. You're going to find out some of the job roles that you're interested in. Okay, you stand in a position now that you have done your basic technical skills, basic knowledge that you require to move into your transition career. You have found out your soft skills, you have found out your tasks that you did. Now you're going to analyze the job descriptions and find some of the skills that are common to what you have from your previous experiences, and you will see that you won't fall short of that are soft skills that are required for your next role. Now you'll align your soft skills across the required skills, integrate those skills in the job description, in your LinkedIn profiles, and from your experiences in a way that can be understood by the hiring managers. If you want an example, like collaborated with cross-functional teams to develop and implement a marketing strategy. This can be you're linking your tasks, your skills, and what you achieved using that, right? Now
Makes
you named
sense.
it, you framed it. Flaunt. Women love to flaunt, and you should be proud of yourselves. How do you flaunt them? Flaunting is not just putting some fake information and beautifying your resume, uh, not equal to what you really are, but you use your strengths, you use the reality, and you position yourself, you showcase your transferable skills to exhibit in an attractive or a favorable way. So you could provide real-time examples, have stories in hand, have your experiences in hand in the form of stories, but I prefer the star method. Once you are getting jobs, once you're prepared for the interview, now you're ready to face interviews, you're creating your drafting your resumes, you're applying to jobs. This is the place where you can showcase yourself. And when you want to explain your stories, your accomplishments, use the star method in interviews. I love this method. It has this S for situation, T for task, A for action, and R for result to structure your responses. That is, you describe a specific situation where you used your soft skill. You name the task, explain what your role and responsibilities, or what was your task in that situation, and what action did you do, what are the specific steps that you took to address the situation, the challenge, and what was the result. You will explain the positive outcome of your actions and how it benefited the situation or the company. This could be a very beautiful a method to uh, highlight your transferable skills For example, um, how you may have led a team of 10 to achieve sales target, providing guidance and support to ensure team success, showing your leadership skills. When you collaborated with cross-functional teams, you mentioned that um, implemented a new marketing strategy, resulting in 20% increase in lead generation. So you're putting results also in them. In addition, showcase your professional development and volunteer experiences that you have had. Okay, if you have any awards, you can cite them. If you have media presence, if you have your personal brand, bring it on. And this is my three-step strategy, and women can use this three-step strategy to plan, to prepare, and come back more effective. In addition to these, one point to highlight is if in this phase, if you see that if you fall short in a certain specific soft skill, build it up, rectify it, construct it, develop it. This is the time that you build it. I'd also like to highlight a few points to keep in mind when women are preparing. So the first thing is prepare your career transition and come back ahead if possible, unless you're a victim of a layoff. Okay, don't just wake up to one day to find your love for another field and go file a resignation. Please don't do that. Um, Soft skills or transferable skills in employees are highly regarded and can be a savior during a career transition. But it doesn't mean that it can replace the technical skills for that role. They are really and equally important. Build them first. Include real life examples from your experiences. We shouldn't fake information on your resumes or in the interviews. Show readiness for the role by having the right technical skills and, if possible, certifications. They are the best way to show that you have put real efforts in learning, landing into something new. Don't give in to fears, doubts, and anxiety that comes from transition. Acknowledge that once you've stepped into a new role, don't give in to fears. Acknowledge the transaction. Okay, you know you're moving into transactions. There are you may be subjected to so many challenges. So acknowledge it and
Yeah,
go.
Uzaira, that was a great insight. But what is the kind of research a woman has to do or a man has to do when they are into a career break and coming back? Is there any research have you done in the past or you have seen in the past? Like what kind of industries we'll have to research? Because when we are getting into a job, we have to understand which industry is performing very well, right? So, is there
Yes.
any research methodology which you have adopted or seen in your experience? Can you share it?
I always used to read a lot, find out what's going on, what are the industries. There was a time in the past decade where, all of a sudden coding became a trend, digital marketing became a trend, and then, so there was the cybersecurity which came into trend, and that grabbed my attention. Okay, so when you are spending some time, so let me tell you, if you research in the World Wide Web, internet, if you use it properly, you'll find out the latest trends that are going out in your region. uh, okay. For example, in India now, the current industries that are on high demand is IT and cybersecurity, healthcare, digital marketing, renewable energy, fintech. Banks are changing. Banks are going digitized. So I would say there are a few steps that you should follow to, it is a discipline in itself. Okay. So read, have a habit of reading and stay updated regularly. Read blogs and websites dedicated to your field of interest to stay informed about any industry updates. Platforms like LinkedIn and Twitter are gold mines for real-time updates. um, Now there are trends in WhatsApp of creating communities. So join those communities, engage in discussions, ask questions. There are, if you don't have time to read, you may also indulge in podcasts. Okay, subscribe to podcasts and keep listening to them when you're commuting or such times. um, you can also follow industry leaders and influencers of a particular uh, field that you're interested in. Subscribe to their blogs, newsletters, and social media accounts of tech giants, industry leaders, influencers, etc. You should network a lot. How you can attend tech conferences and meetups. So you may have local meetups or international conferences. They not only offer first-hand knowledge but also provide networking opportunities wonderfully with professionals who are passionate about the same field. Update your online profiles and network with like-minded professionals across LinkedIn. Um, Attend networking events. People specifically arrange networking events, so you can attend those. Engage in online communities like discussion boards, forums, online communities like Stack Overflow, Reddit. There are specialized platforms for these. Are platforms created to provide valuable insights as well as and to have discussions. Read them. Invest in continuous learning. You want to stay updated. You don't want to stay outdated into any technology or any industry that you're moving into. Attend webinars. There are beautiful platforms like Bright Talk. Institutions like EC Council also provide beautiful webinars. These often cover the latest trends and also provide valuable, insights and latest knowledge. You have LinkedIn Learning, you have edX, you have Udemy, Pluralsight. Utilize them. Read research papers. Students put out their valuable time to produce white papers which are open source in the on the internet. Use them. Read them. Engage in open source contributions. If you're building a skill, also contribute to open source contributions like platforms like GitHub. They not only enhance your skills but it gives you satisfaction of being able to give back to the community.
Sure, sure, sure. And that was very, very key, insightful, and you have given a direction and roadmap of people who got stuck in this particular situation, because they might be very wondering on what to do next, because they start feeling inferior about I don't know technical skills. Industry is looking for a different demand, and that gives a lot of frustration and anxiety. And the immediate reaction or immediate emotion is, can I do a job? Can I come back to a workforce? That's the kind of emotional situation everybody might have undergone. I'm sure everybody panel will resonate to this idea where we start feeling inferior, looking at the job market outside, looking at the job posting outside. They could have listed 10 different job description lines, and we feel, oh, okay, we only have five. We don't have the other technical skills. Let me
That's
not
when
go
soft
into
skills
it.
come.
Yes. So that's a point where self rejection starts, where we always tell our client, don't go with the job description and other things. Have the sense of conversing with the hiring manager and recruiter to get into interviews. So I think you have beautifully crafted this 10 minutes information with a very valid framework, starting from naming, framing, and flaunting, which is
Yeah.
very beautiful for our audience on where to start and where to structure this whole thing. And the good
Dear men
news, what
out
you
there,
said
you
is,
also can
yeah.
flaunt.
Yeah. So you also gave a promising note that soft skills don't go away, because over a period of time we develop a soft skill, transferable skills in our previous organization, which definitely becomes a foundation for any new job. And you have also shared that companies and MNCs are looking for soft skills, not only the technical skills. That's a good news and a very favorable point for people who are feeling inferior only on the technical stuff. So very, very beautifully pointed out. And as far as I know, there is one site called ibef.org, which gives industry related information on which industry is performing well. So I'll share this in my screen so that for the audience it is easy for them to understand. It is called ibef.org, wherein this is a government website which gives you all the industry growth pattern, all that. Can you see this?
Yes.
I'll just type it here. It's called ibef.org. So whenever we are counseling our clients, we always look at this kind of industry related stuff where you can go to the industry and check a particular industry whether it is performing well or not. For the example, I have shown FMCG industry in India, wherein it shows growing demand, attractive opportunities, policy support, higher investments. So these are the four pillars. You can see whatever opportunities are available on this particular industry. So likewise, any industry, if you want to explore or want to see whether it is growing or not, you can explore this particular site, because only when industry is growing, you should be in a position to grow in that particular domain. So this site is a very beautiful site where it gives latest information about that particular industry, and this also comes with infographical information where it provides a lot of data, the market size, sector composition, key trends, and what are the government initiatives which is favorable to that particular industry, advantage, which major cities are very flourishing on that particular industry. All that detailing will be there in this particular industry, where before going to any interview, if you browse through this idea on industries and other things, it will be a very valid point to share during an interview, so that the hiring manager understands that you are well prepared, right? Instead of talking about us and the role and all that, you can quote one area. Okay, FMCG is performing this city, this location, government initiative, or this, then hiring managers will be very impressive, stating that you have collected all this information, right? So this information is very beautiful, and you can collect all those information with a very insightful data which is already curated in this particular site. Only thing is, before going to an interview, you just understand how this industry is performing, make notes of it, and then go for an interview. So if anybody have the questions with Uzaira on skills and research and what to do, what is the kind of framework she has shared, both panel members and audience can comment in the LinkedIn comment. She'll be in a position to answer. Thank you so much for joining, Uzaira from Saudi Arabia, being at a different time zone, and only for sharing the knowledge you have visited here. So honored and happy that you have inspired all our audience. So thank you so much, and stay tuned. So we will take key takeaways from the next session.
Pleasure here, Senthil, and thank you for having me there.
Thank you. So moving on, once we do the research skills and research what are all the basic things which is required for an industry, it is the upskilling which is required for us to take up the chance of getting to a workforce, wherein technical aspects, artificial intelligence, IT, and multiple other things, which is very crucial for upskilling ourselves, profile, all that. So I would like to welcome Elizabeth Shako, Associate Professor, Christ University, who's been a very long-term educator for the college students, and she's been interacting with a lot of volumes and volumes of people sharing these insights. And we're so happy to welcome Elizabeth, Madam, to this forum. And I would like to learn, like, what role does upskilling play in career pivots, especially in India? Your thoughts, please.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the question. Okay, and glad to be a part of this session. To answer your question, we can just imagine in a world where upskilling and reskilling are interchanged into conversations. I start with one question: why to upskill? Okay. Now, upskilling and reskilling does play a critical role in one's life by it's like enabling career pathways and building future ready workforce. Whether you are a mid-level manager or planning for a switch or a CXO leading to change. So why this change? So I have some data in my record. India's job market is at a crossroad. So according to India today, while we produce millions of graduates every year, only 42.6% are considered employable. And if we look at engineering alone, nearly 60% of 8 lakh engineers remain unemployed. There is a deep skill mismatch between what industries need and what job seekers offer. So, as per the data by Turbo Hire and RGF Professional Recruitment India report. This mismatch is worsened by the Industry 4.0, which has led towards more of AI, automation, IoTs, and robotics. And these the disruptions are reshaping the job roles rapidly, demanding digital dexterity, cross functional competencies, and learning agility. So, the only antidote that we have right now is upskilling and reskilling. So, reskilling means learning new skills to shift to a different roles. Upskilling means enhancement of your current skills to stay competitive and move ahead. So, if I want to say from my end, it can be reskilling, it can be upskilling. There's no choice now there for the individuals. They have to go for upskilling, they have to go for reskilling. So, what happens when we go for upskilling? The first purpose that we have for upskilling is to improve your skills in the current job. And the outcome of your upskilling will be you'll be having higher performance and you'll be able to take new responsibilities. So, if you go as per the individual's perspective about upskilling, we can go for 3S plus A. Now, what is 3S plus A? First one is stay relevant, okay, especially during the organizational restructuring. The next one is smooth career pivots. So, as you're moving ahead in your career paths and all, the upskilling helps you to to go for a transition. The third S is security of your own job. You don't have to have the fear and anxiety because you are equipped, you are updated yourself as per the current market. And A is nothing but it enhances your appraisal, okay, and opens up a faster vertical career growth that we look up to. Now, moving ahead, when I'm talking about upskills, what is organizational perspectives that they have? Why do they think that the employees must be looking up to upskilling? There's something known as the tiara effect. Okay, the tiara effect is nothing but it's a talent mobility. Okay, it enables the internal talent mobility, which is much far cost effective than going for an external hiring. Then it actually looks into culture of innovations because the moment people are going for new skills and all, they bring something new to the table. Adaptability is you are ready for the new changes that is coming in the market. Resilience, as in when the changes are coming, you're ready from your end. You don't have that one big question, will I be able to survive? And the last A is regarding attrition. Upskilling reduces the attrition and boost the retention. Now, moving ahead, if I have to move ahead with more data, the World Economic Forum also tells about in the year 2027, nearly 50% of employees globally will need to go for reskilling or upskilling. So it's time for us to act upon that how upskilling empowers career pivots. So I have few points to be taken into consideration that why is it that upskilling has to be relooked and rethought by an individual. The first one that comes up is the bridging the skill gap. Now, when we talk about the bridging the skill gap is something, it can be digital fluency, data literacy, or else AI understanding, which is in demand now. Whether you are in a HR, whether you are working as an HR or else as a finance or in any other operations, you need to look into the adjacent roles by gaining these competencies. Individuals to adapt to evolving job market demands. The second point is enhanced employability. It helps you to stay employable and relevant, especially in the time of restructuring. It was a part of 3S plus A also. Okay. The next one is facilitating transitions. So when we talk about regarding transition is upskilling enables employees to progress within their current field by acquiring advanced skills and knowledge, allowing them to climb the ladder. Okay, so we'll not be having if it's there might be times sometimes the terms comes like glass ceiling and so all those glass cliff and all. We'll be able to fight against all these terms which might be coming up. This can also involve taking on more senior roles, becoming more of a subject matter expert, leading larger projects. By gaining these competencies, individuals to adapt to evolving job market demands. The second point is enhanced employability. It helps you to stay employable and relevant, especially in the time of restructuring. It was a part of 3S plus A also. The next one is facilitating transitions. So when we talk about regarding transition is upskilling enables employees to progress within their current field by acquiring advanced skills and knowledge, allowing them to climb the ladder. Okay. Oh, 1 minute. My phone was okay. I had kept the LinkedIn post open. So I was there at the third floor point. Fourth point is more towards job security. It can be a person who is a fresher, a person who might be in their mid level, a person who might be getting into the leadership board. Everybody requires upskilling because it's a continuous adding value to yourself and it enhances the market relevant skills, which is now ultimate form for a job security. The fifth point that we have is upskilling can help a person reinvent themselves. So as we heard from Abhishek itself, he was working as an engineer, then he shifted towards HR. And that's what the reinventing yourself. So when a person is upskilling, they bring new ideas and have more confidence in the task undertaken by them. So competitive skill sets increase your earning potentials too. The sixth point that comes up here is job disruption. Thanks to the fast changing world that we have, every new project has its own challenge. So, to withstand with these, we need to be upskilled. So, taking my own example, I started my career as an HR and then I moved towards academics. And now, being into academics for 17 plus years, the way I was taught, the way I was taking classes in my early years, I had to change because the demand in the market is getting changed. The requirements are changing. So I need to make sure that how will I be able to withstand it? So as the years went on, I had to keep updating my skills, research areas, and need to adapt to learn the new pedagogies. So gone are those days when we used to have the chalk and talk, or else the presentations being there, or else one-side communication. Right now it's a different scenario by itself. So we need to look into what is that I can bring in into my classrooms. So what is that new pedagogies that we can bring in? Might be simulations, might be case study teachings, and the new rubrics, assessments and all, which is more favorable for the Gen Z that comes up here. And I have to get into the new certifications also to unlearn at some times, so stand up for the job requirements. The seventh point that comes up for upskilling is foster continuous learning. Now, upskill is not a one-time task. I have to keep looking up to what and where the market is going. Where am I right now? I need to keep measuring my own developments, and I need to keep learning. The eighth more point is job satisfaction. The moment I keep learning myself, the moment I am having the new knowledge being created by me, it is helping me to have my own self-worth. The ninth point is regarding your career growth. So I would prefer to say that the moment you're going for upscaling, you become the CEO of your own career. The 10th point is for people who might be into CXOs and the leadership roles and all. For senior leaders, upskilling is not just a tool nowadays. Okay, it's like navigating changes. Might be ESGs, might be the various regulatory frameworks which are coming up, or else hybrid work managements. So for all these things, we have to make sure, am I ready with? And moving ahead, if you look about Industry 5.0, it's going to be more towards the human connect, the values and all. So am I able to bring in the soft skills which I want to update myself? Adding in few examples which I can have regarding upskilling, which is happening in the organizations. At Airbus, A workforce rotation system allowed employees to explore new domains, increasing talent deployment by 30%. There's one more company's example which I would like to put in here. It's regarding Siemens. Okay, they rolled out an internal mobility program using mentorship and project-based learning, which helped them having 40% of the leadership roles being filled internally. So now you might ask, how do I or my team begin this journey? So upskilling comes in many formats. It can be online certifications, it can be industry specific trainings, soft skill development, or on the job learnings and all. It's not about acquiring skills, it's more about reinventing your professional identity. I was reading.
On that area, I have a question, Madam Elizabeth. Like, what are some affordable upskilling tools or websites which anybody can go and log in? Because when we are in the upskilling stage, there will be a lot of advice from various people saying, okay, this is good, that is good, this career is flourishing, all that. But when we have to upskill, it cannot be the huge investment like 50,000, 1 lakh we can make. So, is there any affordable platforms or websites or tutorials which you can code where I can experiment and see? Because when I'm moving from a career grab and I'll be starting from scratch on the technical side, so I may not know what is right and what is wrong for me, and I myself in the experiment zone. So there I cannot invest more and more rupees on my upskilling and then wondering whether I'll be getting a job or not. So is there any platforms or website can you give an examples or sites where people who are under this stage can go and log into and then experiment those courses? Any free or minimum investment platforms?
Yes, for sure, sir. So, as per the question, I was just going for a search, and there were multiple the websites and all. Where, like, if we talk about upscaling, we always end up with Coursera, or else regarding edX, or else regarding Udemy. And when I was searching it, I was able to see there are a lot many initiatives from the government's end for the individuals, especially for the Indians, where they can upskill themselves. The first one is Future Skills Prime. It's again the government link, and here the certificates, the courses that we have, is also in line with NASCOM. The other one is Skill India, where the multiple courses are there in various domains. So it depends upon if you want to get into agriculture, or else depending upon which domain I want to get in, and you have the courses there. The third one is the Skill India Digital Hub. It was launched in 2023. It's a platform access to skilling employment through AI and ML technologies. So if there are any individuals who would like to upskill themselves in the AI and the ML domains and all, they can get into this particular website. The next one is Future Ends. Future Ends is again one more platform that we have, where there are a lot many courses, and where it's not that it's economical. You don't have to spend more for all these courses. The next one is we have online courses coming from edX, Coursera, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning is always there. YouTube tutorials are coming up. Podcast is again, as one of my panel member did tell about, we need to make sure that we listen to more of podcasts and all. It's because we don't have to spend specific time. There might be times when we are traveling or we are on the way. We can just listen and we can just learn what is happening in and around. Industry blogs and the web and the various websites and the white papers also. So there's one more, that's UNRIC, UNRIC, United Nations Regional Information Center. It's an e-learning course. Again, we can register there and we will be able to look into which are the various courses which we can go for. There is one more link from the government's end. It's education.gov.in. It's a Ministry of Education where they have multiple courses where people can just log in, and the fees is minimal. And there are few courses which are free of cost also. Khan Academy is known to all of us. They also have lot many courses, which might be in a reasonable range, few might be you need to pay a lot. Google certification is again something we know. Google certification comes along with Coursera. So there is a fees attached to it if you want the certification, but the learnings are free in those areas also. There's one more website which comes up, open.edu, and there is the Open University. Again, here you have ample number of courses depending upon which course I would like to go for. It's a mix of your technology, your soft skills, and everything. It comes up here. Then Simply Learn is known to all of us. Swayam Central is again one area where it is initiated by the government itself, and I think majority universities, we do tell our students that please go ahead and take the courses there, and you'll be getting the certifications from the Swayam portal itself. Shiksha.com is something known to us. Class Central is again one more no platform where students can easily enter in and keep learning. The learning will never stop. Then there is something from HP. HP has, they also have few courses for the public. It's like HP Live. So if you want, you can register there and you can get into the courses what they provide. And HP is again free of cost. The other one is Upgrad, and Upgrad does have courses. And as I was telling about the datas and all, I took a lot of datas from Upgrad. They do fetch datas that how and where the education or the skilling statistic is there from India point of view. So that is one. Sailor Academy. It's a non-profit initiative which they do have a lot of courses coming up from there and also, which is helpful for people who would like to go ahead and upskill themselves. But the only one more question, sir, I would like to add on is, on what basis will I be able to choose my path? We have a lot of courses with us, but sometimes I think as an individual they might need to know that on what basis shall I select. Sometimes
Correct.
what we happens is we go with the peer. Abhishek has taken it, I will also take the same course.
Yes, yes.
Aruna has taken it, I'll take the same course again. Okay, but I need to always look into few of my own. I need to have my own checklist. The first thing is I need to identify my goals. What goals do I have? What knowledge gaps do I have? And how will I be able to identify the industry demand also? So your website, your white papers, and all those will be able to let you know that what is the knowledge required, where am I right now, and how I need to fill it up. The second step for identifying my upskilling is explore learning options and resources. So it's not that fine, everything is free in LinkedIn, I'll go ahead and take it. I need to look into prices, I need to look into the flexibility. There might be few courses which is self-paced, few might not be. And the quality also. I need to look into reviews given for each and every courses that is being offered. The third step is choose a suitable upskilling path. Everybody here in a panel also, we all have different learning styles. Okay, few of us might be more into like creative having activities and all. Few of us might be looking up to more of like, if you give me a video I will be understanding it, if you give me a link I'll be able to read it. So I need to look into what is my learning style. Okay, and the next is the certifications. The certification which I'm going to get from these platforms, is it recognized? Match the course, learning levels. I have to look into where is my knowledge level right now and what I need to gain. Will I be a beginner? Will I be an advanced person? The fourth thing is, the once I've learned those skills, I cannot just sit back. I need to start practicing it. It's like I'll just give you one example. I would have gone for a car driving, might be 10 years back, and then I don't touch the car. It's like I've not learned how to drive. So the same thing happens here also. If you're upskilling yourself, you have to practice it and apply in new skills in the real world projects. The fifth one is showcase them on your resumes and the online profiles. This is what I have learned and how am I able to use it in my upcoming careers and all. Sixth one that I would like to suggest is seek mentorship. You would have gone to lot many courses and all, but sometimes we require the mentorship. The people who might be people from industry, or else might be academicians, or else the coaches who are there who can just guide you that which is that one right course which will be helping me to upskill myself. The seventh is measure the progress and adjust. So the moment I have upskilled myself, I try using it in my workspace. I have to look into it. Am I able to develop myself? Might be in a personal way, might be in a professional way. Okay, and how is it helping me in my growth process? So that is again something which you have to look into. And am I ready for a change? It's not that I learned the skill, now I will stick to it. I need to make sure if there's a change required, I need to be flexible, I need to be ready to change. So these are few things which goes along with the courses. So when I'm selecting a course
That
also, I
was that was speaking volumes about your domain. As a professor, you will be educating a lot of people. I think in this last 20 minutes, we had a huge. I think the websites what you have given is whole bunch of basket of website where I myself am not aware that these kind of websites are still available and people can explore all these free resources because a lot of time that is a problem, right? So where we don't know which is the right resource and we run behind the certifications, right? So I mean, from schoolings, from colleges, it is we are very fond of certifications where if at all I add this in my resume, it will be very beautiful and I can inspire hiring managers like Abhishek and Aruna and Sakshi. For to impress them, I'll add some certifications, all that. So more than that, it is upskilling which is required for a company to execute things. See, why they are hiring is because of the executional experience which we can implement, what impact we can create. Not just for a certification I can hire, but when we're career pivoting, along with the certification we should have some hands-on experience to implement that. That is most crucial. So it was a very volume volume masterclass, I could say, in last 20 minutes. You can share all the websites in the comment section which help all our audience, and it was very helpful for the entire audience who are in this audience right way, and future audience also. I think that will be a very promising note you have given to the audience. So thank you so much for joining on a busy Sunday, and hopefully a lot of people get used to it. Thank you so much for joining. So once we have got that upscaling, we are ready for the market. All that is absolutely fine, but the level of confidence, because we have not met the real market till now, because it's all only preparatory mindset, all other aspects which comes into the picture. But when you go to the market, lot of times what happens is the self rejection, which we judge by the opinions in the blogs, opinions in YouTube, and job descriptions, friends and colleagues who say, okay, job market is completely different. You have to impress this way, that way. That brings to the idea of building confidence and the right mindset. So I'm happy to welcome Sakshi Sunil, HRBP, who can talk about or throw some light on how can women rebuild confidence after career break, because there is a lot of anxiety, stress which goes when we are completely out of the market, especially women undergo this marriage and 2 years, 3 years after that they come back. And then when they see the world, it becomes a different world altogether, wherein we are not able to figure out or match those standards. So what is your advice to build confidence after a career break? Throw some light, please.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you, sir, for having me here, and it was so lovely to hear all of my panel members. I'll start with my introduction and how I can relate to the confidence part. I am Sakshi Sunil. I am an HRBP by profession, a confidence coach by passion, and an MBA by degree. But titles aside, I am really someone who had a journey, like all of us, filled with self doubt, lessons, and little victories. I come from a very small town in Jharkhand. A place known for its spiritual strength was simple, but something about me was quieter than the rest. I was the first bencher who wasn't the teacher's favorite, the kid who had good attendance but never raised her hand because she knew nothing for anything, not a dance, not a debate, not even a temporary class monitor duty. I remember chosen to deliver a pledge in front of merely 200 people. I stood there, heart racing and words stuck. And that memory stayed with me for years, feeling that I'm not confident enough. Fast forward, today I'm in a role that demands empathy, communications, people skills, and a lot of listening and speaking. I talk to teams, guide individuals, help professionals find clarity in chaos. From that shy schoolgirl to now someone speaking on a panel like this, it did not happen. It took years of small wins, lots of discomfort, and a conscious decision to break my own patterns. I had to learn, unlearn a lot of things and step out of my comfort zone again and again and again. And that's where I have created my passion project, that is Confidence Collection. As an HR, I have incredibly talented people walk into solid skills but shaky voices. Stuff, but they don't believe in themselves. That's the bridge, and that's why confidence is very, very, very important. I won't say life has been easy coming from a small town to bigger cities. You learn everything from scratch. You learn directions, language, money, mindset, everything. So, today, as we talk about confidence, I just want to say this: confidence isn't something you're born with it's something you build day by day, piece by piece, choice by choice. And talking about how women can build it, coming from a marriage or a maternity break, I feel women are confident in themselves a lot. But still, confidence is very important if you come after a career break. Coming after career break, confidence is just not about updating your resume, it's just about updating your mindset. And that's where the whole work lies. You're not just entering a job, you're entering the workforce again. Completely agreeing to the fact that most MNCs today consider career breaks valid. In fact, many are launching returnship programs. For example, Amazon's returnship program, second careers, Accenture's return to work. They are all built on the idea that talent doesn't expire. But the truth is, systems are slow to change while policies exist. The hiring mindset may still carry biasness. That's why rebuilding confidence and shifting your own internal narrative is very, very, very important. Talking about how confidence and mindset are related, I believe absence of fear. It's just a willingness to move forward despite it. If I quote some data, 2023 LinkedIn survey, 68% women in India cited lack of confidence as their primary barrier re-entering the workforce. Because we in our system, we value continuity, but we forgot that growth isn't always linear. And how we can bridge those confidence, how we can bridge those gaps. Some strategies by me, which I have applied personally in my real life, is name your career gap clearly, first of all. Don't hide it, rebrand it. Say, for example, career break 2020 to 2022, caregiving, alongside some digital marketing certifications from wherever you have wished, plus community project. This is the first step that I follow. Second is I follow it every day. Use confidence reps daily. Say to yourself every day, every minute that you are strong, you are independent, you are worth it. Third, control the environment that you're working in. Start with low risk conversation. Start giving mock interviews. If you're coming after career break, start with short mock interviews, networking calls, or maybe go back to your alumni network. Connect with peers, connect with your earlier managers. Fourth, apply in public. There are many returnship programs. For example, if I remember, Harki returnships or LinkedIn career break initiatives that many MNCs now follow. Fifth, feedback loop, which is very, very, very important. Every rejection I feel is personal. You get rejected a lot of times. Take feedback. It's very impossible and it's just. These are some of my takeaways, and I'll be happy to.
Yeah, thank you. There are a lot of insights basically, but I would like to understand what mindset shifts are very, very crucial during transition, because we will be in one energy level, like low energy level and all that. So, but this energy level is very, very crucial when we are getting into the workforce. So, is there any crucial mindset shifts which is very, very crucial for successful transitions?
Definitely. So, in this question, I remember one data study. So, according to HBR, 43% of qualified women voluntarily take breaks, but nearly 60% amongst them, they are not able to return, not due to lack of skill, but mindset criteria. What I can tell to all the wonderful ladies who are returning to work after break is start shift from I'm starting over to I'm starting smarter. I believe no one is fresher when they start after career break. You negotiation, you know time management, you have emotional regulation skills. So believe in yourself that you're not starting over, just being starting smarter. Second, I can think of is that I don't know enough rather than shift it to I can upskill as mentioned by my previous colleague. Set 30-day LinkedIn spirit maybe, learn one skill in a per month, use methodologies, maybe HubSpot Academy, learning, Coursera, Udemy, there are market, but be very sure of the valid information you are getting it. Third, confidence that is important is don't think that I don't belong anymore, rather than shift from I create my belonging. Create your own journey, create your own LinkedIn branding, create your own community, learn it, own it. That's my key takeaways.
Sure. What is one piece of advice you want to give to the women who are feeling stuck?
Of advice will be don't wait to be discovered, build your own discovery path. No one will come to you and ask for your journey. Come and tell them. You don't need 100 recruiters. All you need is one aligned opportunity and to find show up where opportunity waits. You can follow here maybe is this pivot grid method that I want to suggest. Draw 4 things. First one is you love. Second, what pays, what you are good at it. Fourth, what the market needs. Your realize where they overlap. So, second, as mentioned earlier, also groups communities where women returner programs are available. Maybe TCS Second Careers, Capgemini, Capgemini Rebound, Intrude again, Jobs for Her. These are some of the community I think I can think of and I have researched. Third, don't job hunt blindly, signal strategically. I believe rather than applying to 100 portals and 100 job applications, align, apply, and build your confidence from there by getting job offer. Fourth is say yes to short-term projects also, whether it is volunteering or consulting. It's just a proof of your motion that you're still working. So this is my stuck in the career pivot.
Superb, wonderful. I mean, that was so inspiring and very promising. I mean, we always want to give a lot of hope and promise to the people who are get stuck. And I'm sure you got that personal experience seeing multiple people being a confidence coach and HRBP. You are seeing a lot of people even screening resumes for the other people to look into. So I think that is a very key takeaway for the job seekers on how hiring managers look at the CV. And you have given a positive note that if you are naming your the gap with certification or other upskilling, it is always something very positive where you don't need to really get inferior. So that's a very promising and positive notes for the job seekers where people always have a fear that okay, if I have 2 years gap, 5 years gap, what reason I have to take? Okay, or in some resumes they don't even mention. They mention okay, till 2018 I have worked, but the information after 2018 is not at all there. So they think that okay, if at all somebody is asking, I will mention. Okay, because which is a very wrong idea, no, wherein the recruiters may not do a guesswork on what happened. So that becomes a stop barrier for the hiring manager or recruiter to shortlist to the next level. Rather, as you rightly suggested, naming on what exactly happened during the
Rebranding.
career break, that makes a lot of sense because they get to know what you have done or have you used that gap very productively or you are somebody proactively doing something and not just looking for only jobs, right? So that's very crucial at this point. So as a HRBP, like have you seen any kind of a career break resume and have you screened I mean or interviewed those kind of people? So if at all you have that kind of an experience, what is the advice for people who are coming after career break?
Yes. I have seen or interviewed maternity break maybe around after 1 year or 1.5 year, and all they want is to get a job. They are ready to settle half of this earlier CTC, which is so wrong. As an HR, I will
Hmm.
suggest be very honest to your career break. Don't fake it. Be very honest to the recruiters, to the hiring managers. I took career break because of this reason. It was my marriage, or I had to come back after maternity break, or I had to take care of my ailing parents. As an HR, my work is to be on human quotient, and I'll completely understand and align with it. What is important as an HR is in that career break, did you took out time to upskill yourself? Yes, you're not behind. And if not, then you are still not behind because you have still many years of experience and a lot to offer. So as an HR, be very honest to your career break. It's not anything that you should be ashamed of, and career break should not at all define your confidence. You're confident itself.
Fine, fine, fine. So, audience and panel, please listen to this. HR is not aliens, they are also human beings with emotions. So, if you translate in a right way, people will get to understand that emotions and you don't have to fake it. Be very honest, but be very proactive and very strong and deliver your confidence. They are always there to onboard the right set of people with the right set of mindset. Though they can compromise on the technicality bit here and there, 2%, 5% is always okay. But the proactiveness, mindset, and confidence is something they are looking at. I'm sure that is a element which we have got from Sakshi. So it was so very, very promising and very hope that you have given to the audience. So thank you so much for joining on a Sunday and sharing very, very beautiful insights. Thank you,
Thank
and
you.
stay tuned. We will have one round of discussion at the end. Thank you.
Definitely.
So once we build the confidence mindset, we are ready to go for the market. Everything is absolutely fine. But we cannot rely only on the job portal or the newspaper advertisements or multiple other aspects of it, which we traditionally follow from 80s, 90s. Job market means, okay, whatever is the advertised jobs in Naukri, newspaper, LinkedIn, or WhatsApp groups which we have on hiring. These are the go-to platform where we see the advertised market, and then we call the recruiter or they send resumes. All that is what we regularly do. We have Mrs. Aruna Devarajan, who comes from a very multivariant experience. He herself have undergone a very long career break and shifted to a career transition. All that, and I just want to learn, Aruna, from your side, like how can networking and LinkedIn plays a major role in women's role or a men's role in terms of career break, and what are all the aspects which we have to consider networking and LinkedIn in this kind of a stage when we are ready, like upskilling, confidence, everything is there, but we cannot rely only on the advertised job market, right? So, what is your experience in dealing in terms of networking and LinkedIn? You can introduce yourself and what is your story behind career transition. You can give some promising notes. Yeah.
Sure. Hello, everyone. This is Aruna Devarajan from Chennai. To begin with, I started my career as a deputy manager in revenue assurance finance department, and I really had a successful run of 4 years plus. And upon maternity, it was a very conscious decision to go on a maternity break because as I raised my child, I wanted to grow up as a mother as well. I really wanted to enjoy that phase of motherhood. But what turned the other way was a planned break became an unplanned a long hiatus is what I would say. So it was almost 9 years by the time, I could get back on my career track. And believe me, it was not easy. First thing is we need to do a lot of re-engineering, internal re-engineering, do a lot of mental makeup and prepare ourselves to face the world where I was almost 1 decade away. So I have had 10 years, close to 10 years of fresh graduates in the market, and I had to compete with them. So that was definitely not easy. And one thing I was very clear about was I didn't want to get back to the finance, the numbers, the stress that are all basically involved with numbers and all that. So I first garnered myself. I did my SWOT analysis. I, reflected on my earlier experience, and I created my own SWOT. When I was working on the purpose as to why I wanted to get back to career and the strengths, weaknesses, and the opportunities, the basic SWOT that I could work by reflecting on myself, I got a renewed focus and a renewed passion. So the renewed passion is nothing but that I was on a lookout for people-centric roles. Okay, so And when I could, really point to what I really wanted, then it was very easy for me to make the next step of approaching people and how to get into the job front. So when I wanted, having understood what my purpose is and what my strength areas are and what I'm really looking for, what I don't want, and a lot of internal re-engineering, I had to forego my designation. I had to forego the earlier salary that I was taking, and the proper pakka mindset that I wanted to get into was that you are a fresher. You cannot compete with your earlier experience. Once I was all set, the next big pitch I had to make was to network. So one thing I would like to tell here for not necessarily only women, even men. See, women go on maternity breaks, marriage breaks, health related, family related. At the same time, men also go on breaks, like they would go for further education, colleges, or they would want to try their stint in business or something and then come back to career. So whatever kind of breaks that you're going to have, please do have those breaks, because there's something that had pushed you to do that, right? But when you want to come back or in the process of the break, please ensure that you don't stop networking. Be it your college mates, your schoolmates, your ex-colleagues, and believe me, your neighbors as well. So, we will have women here who are currently on a break or who are yet to get into job, right? So they would have had their family, they would have had the children would have grown up, all become independent, and now they'll feel very lonely. Everyone in the house are occupied, and especially when women are after 35, they will, I don't know from where the urge comes from, and they'll all want to do something for themselves and achieve something, attain something, just flaunt what they have in their mind. That is when you'll have to take the help of all the people around you. So, when you are trying to restart or when you are trying to network and talk about you, okay, before you go and approach people, before you start networking, as I always say, find out the purpose, what drives you, what pushes you to get back to work, whether you're going for the first time or you're on a break, a short break of 2 years to 5 years, and as big as me, 9 years, almost a decade of break in career, and you're going to restart. Find out the purpose, understand your strength, weakness. Do you have any new passion or new focus in which you want to concentrate? And not only that, you'll have to prepare a resume for yourself. Please build a story. And do not carry your regrets or your guilt and make it part of the story. No, your break is a healthy break. And those women who are, getting into workforce, right after college, they got married, and after 10 years, they want to get back. Do not carry that 10 years or whatever, how many ever X years of break it as a guilt or a regret period. Remember, women directly from home to work front carry a lot of people handling skills, multitasking skills. So after you have, done your resume, when while you're doing your resume, also you can identify what are your transferable skills. Okay. If you have been on your work front and then taken a break and again
That was a
rejoining,
valid
then you
point,
can always upskill.
Aruna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a valid point. But what exactly is the networking which you have done, which helped you either in LinkedIn or networking? What exactly you have done, which helps? Yeah.
See, the kind of networking I did was getting back to my own friends, my ex-colleagues, trying to understand what the market is. And then with the kind of insight that I've had with all my peers, including my neighbors, there are a lot of people who have been working in multiple industries in the society that I live in. So interacting with all of them, I try to understand what is the current market need and all that. Once the kind of inputs and insights I have got from the people around me, okay, then I started pitching myself leveraging LinkedIn, right? So leveraging LinkedIn is not just, having a profile created there, going and liking everybody's post, giving your feedback, congratulations, all the best, I am liking what you're saying. Pitching yourself in LinkedIn is not just liking and giving, hearts and congratulating people. It is that if you have decided to get into a particular field of like any particular domain or industry, then your search would be on that way. You start working in those industries, connecting with them, and looking for the different job opportunities that is there. And people out there, please remember, there's a very mild difference between chase and follow. Okay, so you should follow them and stay in connect with them and try to understand the requirements and pitch yourself there rather than it should not being an annoying follow, because uh, you know unintentionally we end up being desperate in getting into a job, parking ourselves somewhere. So what happens, we blindly do so many things in a public platform, and when we don't get response we feel very dejected, and that is not something that anyone would want, right? So when you're going to leverage uh, LinkedIn, how the LinkedIn first works. Okay, unless you understand the platform well, the pluses of it, the minus of it, it is going to be difficult. So when you have your profile there, the first thing that you have to do is you have to optimize your profile. As I said, the headline that comes in your profile should speak about you. There is nothing wrong if you're going to tell that you have had a career break there and you're aspiring to become one, become an IT engineer,
That is
become
true. That is true, Aruna.
yeah,
That is true, but
yes,
we will talk more about. Did you had a chance of working on LinkedIn alone on finding this new opportunity, because your career is a very long career break, and did you capitalized LinkedIn, because as you rightly said, a lot of people have the misunderstanding of liking and other aspects which we usually do, like a
yes,
Facebook page. But is it something,
yes.
have you seriously taken LinkedIn to network with people, and how did it help you?
Fortunately, I could get into workforce, into corporate life through networking through people that I had known, through all the friends and ex-colleagues that I had still in contact. But when it comes to LinkedIn, there were a lot of learning, but LinkedIn was not a place where I could really, before I could leverage and become very active in LinkedIn, I had already got placed. So networking, as I said, is important when you are in touch with your colleagues, your college mates, your schools, anyone for that matter, your mentors. So that is how I was able to get into the corporate life. And LinkedIn was something from where I could spread my wings, gain more knowledge. And, there were a lot of things that I could augment to help me grow in my career when I got back to career. And to say, when I'm telling you, when I got back to career, I became a HR. So first I was into finance and then I moved into HR.
So is it like a late realization you felt like, okay, I could have utilized LinkedIn after you being a HR, because in HR role you could have utilized LinkedIn to a great extent to hunt people, screen people, all that. So did you had a realization, okay, I could have used LinkedIn better, and that kind of a realization you got on what kind of communication you want to give to the audience on how to utilize LinkedIn?
See, very much I did really realize that LinkedIn is one of the in thing when it comes to corporate world, right? So see, this is a kind of exposure I did not have, to be honest. So in my time during the career break that I had, there was no WhatsApp, there was no LinkedIn had just started, and not many of them were there into it. The kind of exposure that is currently now for all the youngsters or to anyone for that matter, those kind of exposure was a miss then. But now when I got back and when I was into 2 years, 3 years of into my career, then I understood, LinkedIn is a very, very big thing and we should not take it for granted. You should really not overdo nor underdo, and you'll have to be on a very balanced state. It's just an ocean where LinkedIn jobs or LinkedIn reconnects, and there are and the facility to tell the world that you're willing to work, the open to work opportunity. I had really not explored all that. Probably if I had done that, I would have got much more opportunities to explore, and I wouldn't have minded to have undergone any rejections in the job, because every rejection would tell me what I should learn more. So LinkedIn is definitely a big time platform, and people out there, let me tell you this, there are a lot of people out there who will guide you to, leverage LinkedIn, use LinkedIn to, to the maximum effort where you'll be able to place yourself somewhere. That is a kind of promise that a LinkedIn can give you all. And that is something that I miss.
Wonderful, wonderful. So maybe you could have realized what before LinkedIn, after LinkedIn, or how the networking plays a major critical role. So as a HR, when you are reviewing somebody's LinkedIn profile, what are the typical sections which you look at it so that you feel like shortlisting? Oh, okay, this section is very good. Let me shortlist. Do you have any pinpointed sections where you keenly look into a LinkedIn profile and understand, okay, this person is best, this person is worst? How do you validate those kind of things, which will be really helpful for the job seekers?
Okay. See, as I said, how you play in a LinkedIn profile really matters. Even till date, I am not very active, but at the same time, I am not ignorant of what is happening along with my peers. Okay. So, too much is also too much, I would say. Like, when your name is frequenting someone's wall, oh, okay, this person is always around. But if you're going to be very choosy in what you share, in what you like, or, the comments that you give, everything speaks about you. The quality of inputs that you share really speaks about you. At the same time, I have seen some professionals who at a very high post still do not have LinkedIn pages, but they're part of a lot of communities, forums. They come, even for LinkedIn meets they are part of, but they do not have LinkedIn account. So it is more so a people choice, but I would rather say make use of the platform that is really there. Do not overdo. And if, let's say, me being a HR professional, any article that I find related to HR, I should not keep forwarding it, right? It should not be like I spam. It should not I overdo. There should be some real value addition to what I share. There should be something unique. There should be something that is useful for me primarily, and it will also add value for others. Every job post I see, I share. No, we should not do that. And we should not be desperate in telling, okay, anywhere I see, I apply, I do this, I do. Apart from making your visibility in every job request or job opening, you keep posting. Let's say you are a .NET engineer, and you see some article to it, something new in that. So you can repost it by saying, okay, I am well versed in, I will be able to do this. I am adept with this advancement in this technology. Instead of simply reposting it, you add the kind of value addition you will be able to do it. So it's with the HR professional or any other person in the degree. So if it is going to be with some HR analytics or something, I would like to repost it with something that I will be able to do. I should showcase what I am capable of rather than just blindly reposting or forwarding other messages. So all these, the quality of inputs that is being given by an individual, is something speaks a lot about that person. We'll definitely be able to differentiate than a normal user and to a person who's really using it with purpose.
I think the showcasing element has, especially Indians, have the hesitation on how do I tell about myself. That's a usual hesitation from a personality, from a typical Indian, where we don't showcase, though we have a lot of experience, hands-on experience, skill, everything, but we don't showcase. But this is the place where we have to show our professional skills. Be it you got an award, be it you got a certificate, or you participated in a summit. Start showing that to professionals, because professionals are hiring you for your skill, brand, everything. But we typically post when there is only a promotion, or we got a certificate, or we lost a job. Like typically when somebody is into 9 to 5 job, they not even enter or comment, as you rightly said. But once we lose a job, then we immediately go and post in LinkedIn that I lost my job, I'm financially crunched, can you help me? So that's the area where people lost a lot of things because they don't even network from the scratch, right? So basically, when we have to have that kind of an element, we have to start networking right from the beginning when we are at a risk-free zone, so that all the elements, when we are at a risk, people will tend to help those kind of a situation. So don't suddenly come and network and start posting that I got lost, I'm laid off, job cuts is happening, nobody will help. Rather, at least start your networking even more before 6 months earlier or 1 year before. Or networking should be an ongoing element of practice, so that once you are at a risk zone, a lot of people you could have developed outside of your office, because a lot of people in your office also may not be in a position to help you during your risk stage. So that's very, very crucial that we network outside of our office work and meet offline, online meeting on our Saturday, Sundays, network with people outside, so that we get to know what is happening in the market and try to get more and more opportunities compared to the traditional and legacy job portals through that way. So in our process, we usually optimize LinkedIn for people from the non-advertised market, where we optimize their profile on LinkedIn. So that way we help. So moving on, networking and LinkedIn plays a very, very critical role when we are at that stage, because talking to a lot of people makes opens a lot of doors in terms of opportunities, even at the minimum opportunities. Even there are startup meetings, you just have to go and hang around people, so that they give some internship, small assignments, projects, which will add value to your resume and LinkedIn. Thereby, you can connect with a lot of other opportunities. So don't wait for the full-time opportunity, per se. Rather than try to do some even minimal projects for your own hands-on experience will be very, very valid. Because a lot of time what we think is we immediately have to get shift into full-time job, which may happen, may not happen. But if you are networking with startups and MSMEs and a lot of business networking communities, there are a lot of small-time business owners who need your support in terms of very, very smaller gigs, projects, internship they can offer, and they are also comfortable with the budget, and you will be also flexible in terms of your budget upskilling. So that synchronization has to happen when you are doing a networking. Fine. So if you have any questions to Aruna, you can post on the LinkedIn comment section. She will be in a position to answer. So moving on, the practical steps in terms of side hustle or gigs or salary. Like I would like to invite Professor Reena Chopra, HR trainer and coach. Happy to have you on this particular Sunday session. So Reena, tell us, like, what's one step to start a side hustle during a pivot? Like that's very, very critical, where we want to monetize our minimum skill without any full-time job. So do you have that kind of an experience? Can you share some valuable inputs?
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Good afternoon to my fellow speakers and all the listeners. And it is a wonderful session where we are getting all the knowledge about whenever we have break, that time what to do. So, of course, I also had experienced this thing. Firstly, I'll tell you something about me. I'm a professor in Teaching College, Bangalore, and I teach in management subjects and all. And I also provide HR trainings, professional programs to the students or people to fill the gap of academics and industrial knowledge. And by passion, I am also a life coach, certified life coach, where I deal with many, basically women, which are actually having these kind of issues and all. So I just coach them and all. So even my journey also, if you see, after working in a industry for 2-3 years, then I had to also go for career break for going in a family way. And that time, after that, I realized that I am more passionate about teaching, and it will be suited for me. So that's why I just switched into that teaching career. And after teaching 12 years, I had some health issues and maybe burnout from the workload, or I had some other reasons and all. So I just took a small break that time. And maybe it was midlife crisis also, you can say, like how my previous speakers also told, ki in the age of 35 or around 40, we just again rethink, ki I'm interested, what I'm doing, actually I want to do, or a little bit more I want. So in that career break, I got opportunity to think about me, mindful thinking I just had, and then I thought, ki, okay, little bit I can upgrade myself, which can add value on my this career which I'm pursuing. So that time I had gone for this, and that was the Corona time, of course. Then online, I had gone for this online teaching, HR professional training programs. Online, I was providing soft skill trainings and all, and then only I had done So it helped me to understand the woman mindset during the career breaks and all what happens. So that time, of course, we feel like earlier also somebody told ki we feel underconfident, self doubts, and so many issues we
Reena, in
have.
the interest of time, can we go on to quickly give the side hustle websites
Ah,
or platforms
correct,
which you have
correct. So side
explained?
hustles, what we can do that time we can think whenever we are leaving jobs. So whatever interest areas we have. So in that interest areas, we can go ahead with that at least for some part time or some income which we can get in that time. We can upgrade ourselves also, but with that also we can build our client based portfolio. We can earn income through like so many interest area which we have to look on. Maybe it is digital marketing, maybe it is content writing, maybe it is wherever you are interesting, or you can open and your tutoring sessions and all, or even you can have some kind of edit or copy proofing for that you can say. um, so many people are really interested in technological things, then websites, buildings and all, or ladies are interested for some reselling even as a retailer. Nowadays it is very much e-commerce is in trend. So many things you can side hustles, you can just upgrade your knowledge for the your main whatever career you want to pursue, but with that also so many other things you can explore that time, so it will
Yeah, thank
help
you.
you.
So I just want to understand, like typically in this kind of a situation, when it comes to salary negotiation, that becomes a problem because we ourselves are not very confident in asking because of our we feel like a little lag in our technical skills or we are not prepared. So when we are going for an interview, is it any salary negotiation techniques or is it a right way of asking? Can you throw some light on salary negotiations, especially during this time, on how we have to negotiate with the hiring manager?
Correct. So as I said, that time we are not much confident. So what mistake we do? We just see our past salary and accordingly we try to negotiate and all. But the thing is, of course, whatever career break you have taken, that time if you upgrade yourself, some skills if you have, then please have confidence in that. And for that reason, we can gracefully say, "Ki this career break I have taken for this," and don't go for the uh, don't go for your previous salary and all. Go with the value, whatever value you have add on now in your career break. So even you can do research also. Some sites are there, like websites are there, like Glassdoor, Payscale, Ambition Box. So these kind of things where you can see the current salary trends. Or you, if you have good network, if you are building network, then time you can ask to people also for what current salary is going on. So as per your value, not for the past breaks, you just go for that. And you can have this kind, you have to reframe your career break. Don't say ki, oh, for this reason I had, so that's why I just had taken career break. Even you can rephrase it ki, I had taken this break to upgrade myself and I wanted to add on value, so this time I have utilized it that way. So not based on need, based on your value, you can say. Second thing is, when you are starting with any number, if you're telling some number, take a pause, be confident, and just to see how people are reacting on that. If they say something, that time prepare for the resistance. You can tell your answer. What is the reason why you are asking this number, this value? And of course, before that, you have to empower yourself. That only will give you that much confidence to ask the number which is currently in trend. So you can like how others speakers all have told, like we can have good networking system, we can be little active in those kind of things, even for any kind of break we have. That time also we have to update ourselves in the current scenarios. And you can join some support groups are there, so many nowadays. Even Facebook also groups are there, LinkedIn also groups are there. So if those kind of like-minded people, if you enter into those kind of groups, you will have all the current knowledge and depth. So that will give you, that will build the confidence to ask your amount, what you deserve. So these kind of things will help you, I guess. And even so many programs many companies are having, like where they initiate the programs for the women who want to come after the break. So that kind of like in companies, Tata Second Careers or Deloitte Reconnect is there, Amazon LinkedIn, Rekindle, or Infosys also Restart Her. So these kind of programs are there where they really give chance to the women who are coming after some break. So you can connect with them, and you can have some training also. Even you can go for internship also. There is no problem in that. If you really are switching properly different kind of career, so there you can start with that. It will really give you much confidence, knowledge, and I guess working knowledge.
Thank you so much, Reena madam. So whatever websites you have suggested, you can post it in the comment box so that
Correct.
people who are
Of
looking
course.
for those kind of information, that will be a really valuable suggestion. And salary negotiation wise, what I would suggest to my clients is always ask for open for a discussion when a recruiter is calling, because recruiters will be always pushy that okay, give me a number, is it a 30% hike, 20% hike, or you go with the same past CTC? These are the questions where, from the recruiter's point of view, they will ask to match on the budget. But in the initial stage, job seekers doesn't have to reveal all those things. You just attend interview and then go for the salary negotiation part, where initial validation you should suggest that your current CTC, you tell them. After that, you say, I'm open for a discussion, so that it enables for a discussion rather than get stuck with the budget. Because a lot of people, when they think that they have upskilled, they have to capitalize all those monetary elements what they have invested on the upskilling. So they say, okay, I have completed Python, I have completed a data analyst course, I have completed AI course. Now I'll ask double the amount, which is a very bad mindset in terms of coming back to the workforce. Rather, attend interviews and then see whether you are able to deliver results with the hands-on experience which you have, or only with the certifications you can do. All that you'll have to recheck. But for that, the interview has to happen. So if the interview is not happening, then it's a barrier, and we are in the assumption zone rather than the reality zone. So always make sure that you more and more attend interview after coming back to the workforce, rather than thinking, okay, I have to capitalize my investment on technical skills. Now I have to ask for a 50% hike, 100% hike, and they don't even attend interview. So this is the
So
kind of things which we
one
usually
more.
suggest our client. Yeah.
One more thing I will add, like you can reframe your ask in this way, like you can say, based on my skill and the market standards, I believe fair compensation will be like this X amount. But of course,
Hmm.
I believe you also know this thing, so you can decide like that. You can open and question, you can ask, or even you can have some webinars are also there which you can attend, like her second innings or she does or aspire for her. So if workshops and all if you attend, then you can get the better ideas how to go for second inning and how to negotiate. So these will help you, I think, in a practical way.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. And before going to the next segment, I would like to share a success story of my client who was into a very deep career break, and she got very frustrated and she came to us. I'll share her old resume so that you can just get an idea on what she has suffered a lot and how we have helped to the maximum on her career transition. This is her CV, where she has got a lot of issues in terms of getting into a proper job and interview. Nothing was happening in the entire job search, because 2 years, 3 years she was in a maternity leave, and she wanted to come again to the workforce where nothing was happening. So at this stage, she came to us, and we worked her profile, discovered, we have done a discovery call with her, and then we have to have a lot of counseling in terms of the entire process, because she was completely into a different industry and zone where she was not at all getting an interview call. So that way, we have transitioned into a new resume model, which I'll share with you right now, wherein she had that issues got resolved. Let me share. So this is her new resume, which we have transformed, where she has got amazing number of interviews from Naukri and LinkedIn, where we have upfront mentioned that I'm under career break, and multiple aspect of this. We completely rebranded her resume, and she got interviews based on the new profile and new positioning which we have created for that. So whoever is looking for these kind of transformation of profile can connect with us to rework on your profile, because profile building is the most critical area where we lag. Though we invest on technical skills and other skills, the resume which goes out to the market makes a lot of sense in terms of shortlisting the profile. So this is one area where we have to invest and rebuild and transform our the entire profile, which got success story. So people who are looking out for a discussion on these kind of areas, whether it is job hunt or LinkedIn or resume, you can book a call, one-to-one call at my TalkMate link. I'll share the link here, wherein you can book a one-to-one discovery call where we'll discuss your issues related to job hunt or career break or career switch issues or not getting interview calls, those kind of a problems if you're facing at a middle level and all that. So happy to have a one-to-one discovery call on your problem statement, so that we'll discover and understand and give solutions pertaining to your areas. So moving on, one final key insight which I want from all the panel members. There are a lot of inspiring stories behind, but concluding remarks one by one, if you could give with a 60 seconds information on what is a key takeaway which we have to take when we are in the career break and career switch. What kind of preparation or what are all aspects we have to keep it in mind, both in terms of our soft skills, transferable skills, technical skills that you can share, starting from Abhishek.
So my key insights would be like whatever the panel members who have been discussed in the previous session. So I just want to conclude that like there should be upskilling and reskilling should be there for all the employee seekers who have been like searching for a jobs. So there should not be kind of any barriers between like there should not kind of hesitant towards like not stopping in between or like any portfolio like what is this type of hesitant which is happening towards my career break. That should not be there. We should be like free enough to network with people, and we should upskill in many platforms like social media or like any online courses or like any LinkedIn platform, so which is really insightful for any purpose which can evolve them. And as well as like majorly like AI is also been like evolving, and the machine learning and the industry 5.0 also evolving, right? So these type of top notch facilitation future tech things to be learned by all the employees who like seeking for a career evolving things. So that will be a great challenge and a great thing for evolving themselves in the next level of career growth. That's all I would like to conclude to this session.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Evolving is the one key word which we have to take when we are in that situation. So we will evolve, and because it is not a condition only for the job seekers to evolve, but as business owners also we have to evolve a lot of things, adopting to new technologies, behavioral skills, networking. All that has to happen to get into a new market, because so business they should have their own reasons for automation, and we should have adaptability to attain those kind of automation. We cannot blame anyone. It is a reason for us to upskill beyond our comfort zone. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, madam. Your final thoughts.
According to me, it's like upskilling is not only regarding technologies or digital literacy, but it's also about people management skills, which will be looked up to in our upcoming Industry 5.2. So, as we have multiple generations working together, how to work with Gen Z and vice versa will be a big question. Also, to add, we can see our own teams where people who don't upskill, they keep saying no to the new challenges, which slowly might bring anxiety and fear within. So why to come to that state where insecurity and anxiety is clinging you? So it's better to upskill An upskill is not just one time, it's for a lifelong learning and it's a journey. And final statement is don't do upskilling for company, but do it for yourself.
Sure, sure, sure. Got you, got you. Thank you so much. And moving on to Uzaira, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts would be for all those men and women out there who are trying to transition into their careers due to certain reasons. Plan your careers, and if you don't get a chance to plan, if you're laid off, carve your transitions. And I'd like to end this with a beautiful thought that when you're in the period of preparing for transition, think of it as, when fishermen cannot go to sea, they repair nets. That is, when the sea is too rough to sail, the smart ones don't wait. They get to work, they mend their nets, sharpen their tools, and prepare for the moment the storm breaks, because even in silence, there is progress. It's not about sitting idle, it's about building what's next. So, all those women out there, Indian women and the other women, soft on the outside but tough on the inside, you can get this and come back stronger. So believe in yourself, have confidence in yourself, and come out strong.
Superb, superb. That's a so inspiring and so promising to have you. And thank you for joining in a different time zone, 2.5 hours earlier in your time zone. And happy that you've been inspiring a lot of people in your talks. And all the best for your careers in the cybersecurity.
Pleasure to be
Moving
here.
on to Sakshi, your final thoughts.
Definitely. If I summarize all the key takeaways that I learned in this wonderful session of career break is a career break is in the end, it's a reset. So realign very practically. Clarity should be your strongest tool. Is what research the market and then step in. Reskilling and upskilling as mentioned. Rebuild your presence. Return with confidence and apology. Key takeaways.
Sure, sure. Wonderful, wonderful. All the best for your careers. And moving on to again Aruna madam.
Yes.
Uh,
So what I, oh, sorry. Okay. So
no problem. Okay. So, see, it
shall we start?
is a collective response of the takeaways that is there. So, we have heard a lot about reskilling, upskilling, and all that. So, let us keep it in mind whether it is going to be upskilling, cross skilling, or polyskilling. Be focused in what you do. Let us not do what others do. Let us do what we want to do. That will really take us to where we really want to go. And next is please be associated with any organizations or any meets, like, say, for example, we have independent, and one more thing is overqualified housewives. So these are a couple of organizations that really help women get back to career front. If they are really doubtful of what they really want to do, they have no idea. These organizations like independent and overqualified housewives help us carve a path for ourselves. So it will be very easy, and I wouldn't call it easy, but you will definitely have someone. So associate yourself with some meetup and take the help from there. The world is full of support. We
Sure, sure. Thank you.
have LinkedIn, we have all the other places to take our support and lead our way. Thank you.
Yes, as rightly pointed out, world is full of support, but we are there in a different island where we think and assume multiple things and do
Yes,
self-rejection. So I think that's a new way of thinking where we have to think that world is there for our support, but we have to look for the right opportunities rather than assuming and having in a different island. So thank you
yes.
so much
We
for
should not
joining on a Sunday.
be
Moving
shy
on to
and restrict. We should not be shy and restrict ourselves. Be doubtful and all that. Be open. Be flexible, and have confidence. You can achieve anything. That's what is required.
sure, sure. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, final conclusion, Reena Chopra ma'am.
Yes. So I have observed in the case of career transition, or you can say if we are restarting our career after break, both the time we were so mindful, we have taken decision that time. But after some time, no, again that it is a vicious circles. We again fall into that self-doubt, confidence, lack of these problems and all. So of course you have to invest in your well-being also, and don't regret about whatever you have taken decision. Resilience is a very much useful tool. You don't have to give up. It will take time to adjust with the current scenario and current situations and all, but your strong mindset of course will help you for that. And in the career break time also, if you have upskilled your not only technical knowledge or upgraded knowledge, or even soft skill also, like madam has said, like it is a time management thing or whatever, you emotional intelligence thing. So many things you have to work on and be strong in that way. Mock interviews also you can practice for that. And when you are much confident, then you start, and in a very stronger way if you start, and if you have that mindset, you have to do that, then of course you can win the that thing. So no place will be there to look back and all. So it will help you for that reason. So
Thank you.
you can
Thank you.
stay
Thank you. Thank you
happy.
for inspiring all of this audience in your positive statements, practicalities, and you've been through a lot of hurdles and then you are sharing experience. It's not that you collected some information and then sharing. It is coming with your real-time struggle in the job market and then sharing your honest feedback, honest information to the market. The concluding final facts, I'll jot down in a few 3 points wherein it will be useful for the people who are out there in the career break situation or a career switch. One is 55% of returnship candidates secure full-time roles in India. By 2026, 60% of Indian MNCs plan to offer formal returnship programs. That's a good news. And finally, 58% of Indian professionals are optimistic about job market recovery in 2025 because it is not the layoff and job cuts, it is just shifting the transformation from one adoption to a new adoption. Like how we have seen a transition when IT was booming in 90s and a lot of people were migrating to traditional process to an IT process, and that gave a new opportunities, new way of job opportunities in IT field. Same way in 2025, people are seeing this as a transition, moving on to AI roles and multiple automation roles, where there will be a lot of opportunities for people who have the AI skills. So it is not the labeling of layoffs and job cuts, it is a labeling of new opportunities is what we have to think, wherein we have to come out of our comfortable zone and then upskill on new areas technically and in terms of mindset, so that the opportunities are huge. Because see, no matter any company will run with a one single man, anybody has to produce product services and they have to sell to the market. So creativity and the other manual things only a human being can do, those areas are definitely going to be flourishing where the manual intervention is completely required. But think of the S aspect, which anything can be automated. Those areas you have to be little careful, where you can be quickly replaceable by a AI chatbot or AI tools. So those conscious element you have to keep watching by watching a lot of tutorials, videos, podcasts like this, so that you are aware that my job is in stake, or is it a risk-free zone or a risk zone. So that is a moment you'll have to take a decision that I have to upskill, I have to network, I have to prepare my resume and LinkedIn so that I quickly jump into a new job in another 6 months to 1 year, so that you feel regret after losing a job, because that's what we see regularly on LinkedIn, that we come to LinkedIn only when we are losing a job. So that aspect we'll have to work it around in our own mindset and technicalities. So your career break is a strategic pass, not a setback. Own your narrative. Like this, somebody has said, you become a CEO of your own career. Nobody can put a chair and then invite you to take that role. You have to create your own chair and sit. And that's the area which we have to realize in this 2025. And it's a transition phase which nature is asking from you. That's a call from the nature where you have to shift and grow to the new career path. In that labeling, if you are taking, then it is very, very positive. And stay active on LinkedIn, update profiles, list 5+ skills to in the skill section, so that recruiters can find you, rather than making yourself as open to work. I'm a desperate job seeker kind of things. So thank you for spending your valuable time on a Sunday. All the panel members spending about 3 hours time, your valuable time, instead of spending a holiday with your family, you have taken a moment and prepared for last 2 weeks to convey this message to our audience. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And for the audience who have been there for 2 hours, who generally don't watch this kind of lengthy content on YouTube or LinkedIn, you've been there watching this session. And for the future audience who will be watching little later, have this replay one more time and have insightful session, because everybody has prepared for last 2 weeks and has given very valuable insights. You can replay this session, and I'll post my YouTube link also there, so that you can watch in the YouTube link as well. So post your questions even after the LinkedIn session, whenever you are present there on this session. The panel members will be happy to answer at their comfort zone, wherein you can get more and more information. So thank you so much for joining on a Sunday, and good luck for your next presentation. I'm closing this stream, and happy the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.